All right. What's up, everybody? Little late night live. I got some whatnot orders from earlier today that I need to ship out. We kind of just chilled out most of the day after we came home from the live thrifting. So I figured I'd hop on late at night and kind of just hang out and answer some questions and ship some orders. We don't really show too much of us live shipping whatnot orders. We usually just do live shipping of eBay, Poshmark, Mercari. But I figured we'd hop on, and if you guys had questions about that, you can ask about whatnot. We can talk about next year's goals, things like that. Just kind of do a little hangout live. I don't expect there to be a ton of people here. What's up, Juliet? I don't expect there to be a ton of people here, but I got work to do, so I figured I'd just hop on and kind of chat it up with you guys and hang out. What's up, Blended? Appreciate you guys all coming in to today's the live thrifting over on Whatnot. It was actually a lot of fun. We sold quite a few things. I don't know the total number of things we sold. Let me see really quick. Let me slide you guys over so I can still read chat while I'm doing this. Let me see. I gotta go to shipments. And we did $518 in sales and sold 34 items. I think technically 33 because at checkout I had to refund a customer because when we were checking out those cool pants that I sold, they had a hole in the back. So I took a photo of it and I just sent the buyer like, hey, this has a hole in it. I can't sell it to you like this. We missed it while we were thrifting. So feel free to cancel the order. And they sent over the cancellation right away. So I don't feel like, sending them that item with hole. The other option would have been to ship it to them and then like put a $20 bill in there so that way they get their money back and they can use it on something else. But I just decided to have them cancel the order. So I think technically 33 items. We sold everything we bought in a thrift store today, which was really cool. And I think we made about $150 profit. I'll know after we ship everything out because it doesn't tell me my total earned until after I ship items out. But really cool to be able to do that in the thrift store. We've tried to do it on other apps. We've tried to do it on Listit. We didn't try to do it on Jamble, but I thought about doing it on Jamble. But I figured try it on Whatnot. The first week we did it, we didn't expect to sell anything. We just expected to go live and see how it worked out on Whatnot. And people were wanting to buy things like right away. I was like, man, this is a little bit of a different experience. I didn't expect this. I just expected to live stream today. And we did it again today, and people were buying stuff. We were just selling a little over cost, which is good. We make a little money. The person buying it gets a really good deal, and then we don't have to take it home and list it. So I think in the new year, we're going to do a lot more of that. I think we're going to list on eBay still, but not as much. I think we're going to liquidate most of our eBay inventory and keep it kind of small, and then just live thrift and just sell stuff at the thrift store. Obviously, once this catches on and more people get used to it, I think more people will come on a weekly basis and just buy from us, and obviously the prices will go up a little bit. So, but right now I'm happy with it. So, what's your next year's goals, by the way? Appreciate you. Feel free to leave your next year's goals in the chat too. I'm curious. It's kind of just a chatting live, and we'll get some work done eventually. But feel free to drop some of your goals in the chat. I'll read them off as I go. Goals next year. I think this year was a good like trial year. We tried lots of different stuff. We tried. I switched my cross lister, I think, at the beginning of the year to Autopasha, which was a great move. We tried Listit. Listit's okay, but it didn't really catch on like I thought it was going to. We tried Jamble, but we realized once we started that there's no Android, so it's really hard to bring people over there. Even though we had a really successful first show, I don't think it's going to grow as fast as I thought it was. So next year, I think the focus is going to be might even minimize the platforms I sell on. This year was like expanding, and next year I learned a lot this year, so I'm going to try to minimize. And I think it's going to be Whatnot, eBay, Poshmark. I might even drop Depop and Mercari, because if we're more on Whatnot, then there's no point to have those other platforms. We'll just liquidate on Whatnot. So I think that's next year's goals, is to just focus on those big three and social media content. I said this year that I was going to get more into YouTube, and I never really got into it. So next year, if we're selling a lot on Whatnot and there's no listing needed, then I'll have a lot more time to edit YouTube videos and things like that. So I think that's what we'll focus on next year. But yeah, I'm taking my photos right now too. Nice. Get some work done. What's giveaway tonight? Giveaway is Trip to sleep in Surf's Up bed with him. So if you win the giveaway tonight, you just reach out to Surf's Up. He'll rent his bed out to you for free. You get to sleep right next to him. He'll sleep on the ground on like a cot or something. Pay my house off in 90 days. No, that was the beginning of the year. That was a fun learning experience too. I look up to people like speaking of that, I look up to people like Renzi. Renzi's doing like really, really cool stuff on Whatnot. I was just in ZK's live. She did like a little live chat over there, and I was just like chatting it up with her and asking her questions, and her chat was asking her questions. I thought that was pretty cool. I actually thought about doing that like tonight on Whatnot, but I was like, I don't want to look like I'm stealing her thunder, like trying to do what she's doing. So I decided to just do on Facebook and YouTube. But she had some cool ideas too. So just going live and just hanging out with your chat on Whatnot, and if somebody's in the chat and they're like, "Hey, I want those shoes behind you. What do you want for them?" Like you're able to sell stuff too. So it's smart. I like it. But yeah, I look up to people like the Renzi. Renzi's got a really good model over there, and I think we're gonna try to mimic it, but with like different brands next year. So that makes sense with the current thrifting climate. Yeah, I think there's still plenty of ways to make money in thrift stores, buying stuff and reselling it on multiple platforms. But I think what we're going to try to do is more new with tag stuff in the new year. Over the last like few months of getting back on Whatnot and selling pre-owned items, we've had some issues with some buyers, people who come into our shows and they see what items are selling for, and they assume that everything we're selling is brand new with tags because of the prices we're getting. And then I'm getting bad reviews because people are like, "Hey, I didn't know this was pre-owned," or "Hey, this item doesn't fit correctly." And a lot of people who are coming over from other platforms don't understand that they're buying from an auction site. If you go to an auction, an actual auction, and you buy like an item that they're auctioning off, and then a week later you find out that there's a chip in it or something, you can't go back to the auction house and say, "Hey, I want a refund." That's how Whatnot is. That's how Whatnot works. It's just like an auction, and we're getting a lot of people that are assuming it's like eBay and Poshmark, where if the item doesn't fit correctly, they're gonna ask for a refund. If they can't get a refund, they're gonna leave me a bad review. So we have to combat that, and the way to combat it is with new with tag items. If we're selling new with tag items, it's really hard for them to say, "Hey, this doesn't fit." Be like, "Sorry, that's how it that's how it fits. I can't have you try it on before you sell it." So yeah, I think we'll still sell tons of pre-owned items, but I think moving more with new with tags in the new year. Renzi has been inspiration for years. Yes, I've been following them since they've been doing shoes like way, way, way back in the day when they started selling. They were doing shoes on Poshmark and eBay. I think they did eBay first, then they moved over to Poshmark. They were doing just primarily Poshmark shoes. And then when Whatnot first came about, they like made that move, and I was watching them the whole time. I've been watching a lot of sellers that are currently like big on Whatnot. I've been watching them for a very long time, like eBay Princess. I've been watching her since she was wholesaling stuff on Poshmark like 3 years ago. It's cool to see all those people like grow and where they've become or what they've become. I'm scared to start on eBay because of that returning stuff. eBay's not as bad as people think it is. I think people like to make horror stories about eBay. In the last 90 days on eBay, I think right now I have like 2 returns that just got returned to me today. But I've sold so much stuff in the last 90 days, it just offsets. Let me see all orders. Let me just see the number. I'm assuming in the last 90 days, just a number off the top of my head, I probably had about 20 returns. I've sold 629 items. So the percentage is so low. You don't really have to worry about returns. And the way you can offset that is buyer pays shipping, buyer pays return shipping, and literally you lose no money. You offer them a way to return the item for a cost to them. They can get the item back to you, and then you just relist it and sell it again. What's up, Hope? What's the link for Renzi's seller name? RNZY. Ryan and Lindsay. So RNZY is the name. So you just hop over there. They do shows in the morning, like really early morning, and they do Patagonia, North Face, and Carhartt, and they start all their auctions at $39. And I think when we start getting into new tag stuff, we're going to have higher starts because obviously our costs are going up. I think we'll see a flood of people doing live selling next year, as well as many buyers becoming more aware of deals on Whatnot. Huge opportunities. Yep, 100%. Bo, you do great auctions over there too. If you're not following Close Plus stuff over on Whatnot, I just did a interview with Bo too on his channel over on YouTube, so go follow him. Yeah, it's just like eBay. Like people started learning about clothes selling on eBay. Same with Poshmark, and people will see the deals they're getting on Whatnot. And like today's auction, people don't understand this about Whatnot. Today's auction, I did 518 in sales. We sold 34 items. We made $150 profit, about $150 profit. Let me do the math on that. So that is 150 divided by 33, because I had to cancel one of them. Divided by 33. That is only $4.50 profit per unit. And a lot of people, when I made that post last time, I had people in the comment section, like I think last time we did it, we had a $6 profit per unit. People were like, That's not enough profit for me. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense that you're only making $4 profit. I'm looking for bigger margins on the items I sell, and that's great. I made $150 profit in about it took us about 2 hours to thrift. Between the time it took us to drive there and drive back, maybe 3 hours, and then it's probably going to take me an hour, not even, to ship out the orders. Like I got everything stacked up next to me, ready to go. So, and let's say 4 hours, I made $150 in profit. I didn't have to list any of the items. I literally just hold them up and run them. Yeah, I'd rather do that than list the items on eBay. Even though I'm making less, I could have sold all that stuff for more money on eBay. I'd have to take time to list that stuff, to store it, then to ship it out later individually. I also have to pay my mother-in-law to list the item, so I have a cost to that as well. And to be honest, I'd rather just hold the items up in the thrift store and sell them. No listing needed or anything like that. So, were you doing closet feedback again anytime soon, like store reviews? I want to. Maybe in the new year when I have more time, when we're starting to do like pallet stuff, things like that, I might have time to be able to do store reviews. They just require a lot of time to be able to do that. And it's a lot of on the fly thinking too. The reason why people that charge for store reviews do so well is because they're able to look at your store beforehand and take the time to look at it. And to be honest, the feedback I was giving, I don't think was super good because I didn't have that time beforehand to look at stores and things. So I think next time I do it, I think I'll reach out. I'll have you guys at like the end of the live like ask for store reviews, and then I'll take like 3 or 4 people, and then I'll do a whole video on it after I've already looked over your whole store. That way you get like really good feedback. Like I can go through and nitpick like certain items that I think need work. But yeah, I don't think the live that I was doing before, I think it was beneficial, but it wasn't as beneficial as it could have been. So that's kind of why I stopped doing it. Yeah, I probably could have kept doing it. Also, it requires a lot of time. These lives take a lot of time. Like tonight, I have some time because we're not doing Whatnot shows this weekend. So I'll probably be on live like a couple times this weekend, but that's just because I have extra time this weekend. All right, let's ship out some orders. While we're hanging out, feel free to ask questions in the chat. I'll try to keep up with you guys over in the corner as I'm shipping out some stuff. Is selling on eBay free? No, well, it's free to list your items up to a certain amount. 250 listings you get for free. And then after you sell an item, you have eBay fees. So every site has fees except for if you sell locally on Facebook Marketplace and you go drop off the item, there's no fees for that. Also, if you're selling on Mercari, there's no fees for the seller, but there's fees for the buyer. That's changing in the new year. There's going to be fees back on the seller side. So every platform has some kind of fees or some kind of, like Facebook Marketplace is free when you drop it off, but you also have to take into account that it's going to take you time to go drive and drop that item off. So that's a fee that you have to pay. Whereas eBay, you just throw the item in a package and then ship it. You leave it outside for your mailman, or you drop it off at the post office. So there's always fees, and you're not going to get as many sales locally on Facebook as you do on eBay. It's just factual. So let's ship out some orders. I'm going to go through and try to find people's orders. I have everything like stacked up over here. So let me try to find some stuff. I think this might be Kit Kat's order. All right, we got the Nike UGA jacket that we sold. It's a size 2XL. Kit Kat bought this for $26. This is something that we were live thrifting, and I would have never picked this up. It's a Nike UGA jacket, but the cool thing is when you're selling on Whatnot, you can find pieces like this, and people like the University of Georgia, and they're like, hey, I'll buy that. It's new with tags. I'll take it. And sure, I'm not making a ton of profit on this. Like this sold for $26. I forget what we paid for this. I think it was, I want to say it was 20 something. Let me see. What did we sell this for? I think it was 21 is what we paid for it, and we made $22.61 off this. So we made like $1 something. But again, it took like no time at all to list this. I just held it up, and then Kit Kat wanted it, so she bought it. Would have been no profit at all if I was just if I just passed right by it. So skincare routine, you already know it. Hang on, I gotta grab some bags. Throw this stuff in the bags. Clear bags. Man, I got wires everywhere. I'm tripping over a wire. All right, so this is just gonna go. This is how we ship most of our Whatnot orders, unless they're big and bulky. We won't put them in these clear bags, but we basically just wrap the item up, throw them in a clear bag, and ship it out. If you guys are unaware how Whatnot shipping works, Basically anything under a pound is ground advantage. You get a ground advantage label, and then everything over a pound goes priority, or it'll go ground advantage depending on what your settings are. We recently changed our settings so everything goes priority, so we can use just priority mail packaging. But for this, it's going to be under a pound, I believe is what I set it for. So this is just going to go ground advantage. We're just going to take it. You don't need to weigh the item. When you're in the thrift store, the hardest part is knowing what to weigh the items out at. And I pretty much just put everything at the accurate weight. So I'm pretty good at telling what an item's going to weigh because I've shipped so many items. So we're going to ship this one, and it's going to come out as ground advantage label for her if it prints. Hold on. There it goes. And then you just literally print your label out. No weighing, no measuring. Super easy to do. How'd you like my Christmas card? I didn't see it yet. I think Kayla opened it, but I haven't looked at it yet. I saw the outside of it and I laughed, of course. This is my your live 15 selling. Will you be doing it regularly? Yes. In the new year, we're probably going to do a lot more often than we are right now. I don't know if we're going to do it next week, because next week obviously is Christmas week. If we do it next week, it's going to be on Monday most likely, or Friday. But in the new year, if we're mainly selling new with tag stuff, we're getting a lot of stuff palletized, and I'm doing a lot of consignment. Pretty much we're just basically going to go to thrift stores. If we're able to go live, if we have enough connection, we're just going to go live and just sell everything in the thrift store. The good part is, the best part about this is, like, if we find something in the thrift store, what's my next item? Let's do an example. Like these Judy Blues. Where are they at? Judy Blues. Those are the frames. I think these are the Judys right here. Judy Blue jeans. This is why this works so freaking well. So these Judy Blue jeans, I think we paid $6 for these, is what the thrift store had for them. Judy Blues 1331 blue jeans. These usually sell for $25 to $35 on eBay, depending if they're new or pre-owned. These were pre-owned, so I would expect these to sell for around $25 plus shipping. So even if somebody didn't buy these, right? We find these and we run them at our cost, which was, I think these were $6, so we started the auction at $9 or something like that to cover our cost, fees and shipping, our fees and taxes. Start them at $9. If these don't sell, the best part about this is we literally just take them home and we list them on eBay. Doesn't hurt our feelings if something doesn't sell, because we're like, hey, we'll just take it home and list it and make more money. But usually if we find something like this in the thrift store cheap, it's a good deal, they're going to sell to the buyer right there. So we don't have to. We can just literally sell them and make money right there. Obviously, we would have made more if we sold these on eBay, but I would also had to, again, pay mom to list these. I would have had to store them away, and I would have had to wait for them to sell. With this, I literally just sold them in the thrift store. It made about a $3 profit on an item that I didn't even have to take home and list. Best part about Whatnot too is after you have a thousand, I think it's 1,000 sales, or $10,000 in sales, whichever one comes first, you get instant payouts. So as soon as I'm done shipping these tonight, the money's going to be in my PayPal account, and then I can transfer that money over to my bank account. So I can basically thrift today, go thrifting today, and then have the money in the bank account for tomorrow. Literally, there's no money spent, basically. You've already sold all the inventory while you're in the thrift. You come home, you ship it. By the next morning, all the money that you spent at the thrift store is back in your bank account, ready to be spent again. So it's literally just recycling money over and over again. And somebody who does this really well, if you watch their lives, is Flip the World. He does it at the bin. So he literally just doesn't even buy the items at the bins. He just takes the items out of the bins, he runs them. So he has like a pile of items next to him. He runs each one. If they don't sell, he just throws them right back in the bin. If they do sell, he puts them into his cart, and he knows at the end of the day to buy those. Then he comes home and ships them, and then the next day the money's back into his account. So there is no holding inventory, which would be lovely if we didn't have to hold inventory. If we had everything sold and nothing left in this house, that would be a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Just like old times. It would be beautiful if we could have that happen. Because you're not holding on to any inventory. Everything is sold. Sure, you're not making as much as you could if you listed on eBay, but you're also not holding on to all that eBay inventory. So I think that's the goal for the new year. Again, it's not for everybody. Some sellers would hear that and be like, you're not making enough profit for me. But let's say we went to 3 thrift stores today, and on average we made $100 at each thrift store. That's $300 in profit today. And let's say we did that 5 days a week. That's $1,500 in profit per week. And that's what? 6,000? No, right? What did I just say? 315? Yeah, $6,000 profit per month that you're making, which is a good livable wage for most people where they're living. So yeah, I think it'll be worth it. And then you add in, consignment that we're doing for Weekend Whatnot shows along with pallets. So you're adding those couple things into there. I think it's going to be good. I like it. I like the idea. Next up is a North Face hoodie. Where is it? Oh, there it is on the bottom. North Face hoodie. This one didn't have a size on it. So we made sure we told the buyer while we were in the thrift store, like, hey, this doesn't have a size on it. It looked to be like a women's size, medium or large. And we ran it. We're like, hey, if you guys don't want it, that's cool. Kayla was actually going to keep this one. And it sold. So sold it in the store. No size. And it even had like a little small flaw, but we made sure we described it on the live so the buyer knew. And this is just going to go. The good thing about Whatnot shipping too is most go priority. So you can use these Tyvek envelopes. If it's over a pound, you just throw these in, ship them out. You don't have to waste on your own material. So if you sell directly from the thrift store, how much more do you add to the item? So that's something we're gonna play around with. I was actually talking to Kayla on the way home. Typically we add like $2 or $3 more. So if the item is $6, we're started at $9. That will cover our fees and it will cover taxes. And then if that item gets bid up a couple dollars, then you're making that extra money on top of that. For example, we sold a pair of pants today. Let me see. I know exactly who bought these pants. These right here. We sold a pair of pants today. We paid $5 for them in the thrift store, and they sold for $61 on the live. So we started those at $8, but they got bid all the way up to $61 because they were the Brunello, whatever the last name is, Brunello, whatever Surf's found in his last video. I found a pair during our live thrift today. So just because we started at our cost and a little bit extra doesn't mean it's just going to sell at that price. Sometimes those items get run up just like those pants did. I think in the future, as this grows, we might have a bigger finder's fee. That's basically what you're charging when you're charging over the price you paid. And I'm thinking like if the item's under $10, we'll charge like a $5 fee. So basically if it's $6, we'll charge $11 start price. And then if it's over $10, we'll charge like a $7 start price because that's a more expensive item that we're paying for. And then stuff for like shoes, we might do like $8 more than what we're paying. So if we buy something for $20, then we started at $28. So we have a good margin that we're making. But I think we're going to play around with it in the new year. You guys might see us do different things. Again, the best part about this is if the item doesn't sell in the thrift store. If we find a pair of mother jeans and we find them for $15, so we start them at $22 or $23, and then nobody bids on them, we literally take them home and list them on eBay, and those are $50 to $70 jeans on eBay. So it doesn't like hurt us not to sell them in the thrift store. Yeah, so we don't lose anything if they don't. We just take them home and list them to eBay and make more money that way. So yeah, if that makes sense. All right, 2 more. We got the Robert Graham shirt and the Miss Me jeans. I think the Miss Me's are, there's the Robert Graham, and here are the Miss Me's. Cool thing too about this is the more people buy, they unlock free shipping. Like this was Angel who bought these. She bought the, I believe, Miss Me's first, which are these right here. Miss Me jeans. She bought these first, then she has free shipping. So after that, she pretty much just gets the thrift because this was free shipping, this Robert Graham shirt. But like, I think we paid $6 for both of these. I'm pretty sure $6 for each, and they both sold together for $24. So they got bid up a little bit because these are good shirts. Like we were looking specifically for stuff that we would resell because a lot of our customers are resellers. So like this Robert Graham shirt has that ombre pattern to it. It goes from red down to purple. So it's a really good Robert Graham. If I were to list this on eBay, I'd probably list this for at least $25. And then these Miss Me jeans, Miss Me sell really, really well on Mercari. So that's probably exactly where we would have listed these at. was Mercari, again for like 25. So they paid 24 for both of these. They're going to sell each of these for, 50 plus in that range. So they're going to make a little bit of money too. So it works out. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. If not, we'll just hang out. I'll show you guys what sold. I don't know how many orders we're going to ship out, but I'll try to get them all shipped out actually, if I can. So these both are going to go into the same package. I'm just going to take them both. I actually ran out of the white Tyvek envelopes. I just ordered some more off USPS. They haven't been delivered yet. So a lot of these are going to go into my poly bags, which I don't really like doing. I'd rather ship them in the free supplies, but again, I ran out, so I can't help it. I'm just waiting for the mailman to drop those off. Anytime they'll fit into these clear bags, we'll try to put everything in there just like that. And then we'll grab one of these gyro packs, ship this out. I wish I had more white bags. But I hate using these if I don't have to. All right, there we go. And then we'll just print out that label. And that order will be shipped. Like I said, as soon as I ship items on Whatnot, the money gets deposited right into my Whatnot pending payout, and then all I have to do from there is just send it to my PayPal, and then it takes about 10 minutes. So that's a huge benefit to Whatnot, is you basically get the money right back into your account with the quickness. All right, this person bought 3 items, so I might have to throw these into a box. There's Angel's order. This person bought the Patagonia Shorts bundle, which is right here. Bought the wool Patagonia, wool Athleta, which is this right here, and the Disney Hawaiian shirt. This one was pretty cool. I always like running Disney stuff on Whatnot. It usually does pretty good. When I saw this in the thrift store, I think this was only $5. I had to grab this. I knew somebody would want it. It's just a cotton Disney Hawaiian shirt, but it's got Mickey and Pluto on the front. And then if you spin it over, you got Goofy and Donald in the boat waving to them. So it's like a double print shirt. You have this side and then the other side, which I thought was pretty cool. So ran that one. It was $5. I think it sold, I think we started it at 8 and then it sold for 11. So I'll take that all day. Again, not huge margins, but again, I don't have any costs into these items technically, because once they sell, once I ship them, that money's right back in my bank account. And you gotta kind of get used to those margins when you're selling on Whatnot, because as soon as we start doing palletized items, people think you're gonna make a ton of money on pallet items, and I'm learning very quickly that it's all the speed of how much you sell and how fast you sell on Whatnot. It's not about profit per unit. It's more how much profit can you make in an entire show. So most people who sell pallets will tell you they're only making like a couple bucks on each item they're selling, but they're selling, 100 to 200 in, 1 to 2 hours. So they're making that money in the volume that they're selling. We obviously are going to shoot for higher margins if we can, but if not, I'm just going to sell as much as I can and move stuff that way. In and out. All about in and out. All right, so all 3 of those are packed up. I forgot to show these, but that was 2 Patagonia shorts, that Hawaiian shirt, and then this was an Athleta wool sweater. I think buy cost on like all those were like $5. So, and then these sold for $32. I think both the Patagonias were $3 a piece. The Athleta was $5 and the Disney shirt was $5, and they all sold for $32. And I'm just going to use one of these shipping boxes. You guys are quiet tonight. Either you guys are quiet or my chat's not working. I got like 40 people in the chat. Usually I'd have the chat going off, but I guess it's nighttime. You guys are all tired. You guys are all tired tonight. That's okay. You can just listen to me ramble, I guess. those are shipped in and out. I think about selling on eBay. I worry I will mess something up with freight. That's I want to use a cross-listing site. So I use Autoposher for cross-listing. That link is in my bio. With that link, you'll save 15% off your first month. There's also a free trial too. So feel free to use that. I'll actually put that link in the chat so that way you can easily click on it in just a second. With eBay, super easy to ship items. When you list your item on eBay, take it, weigh it, and measure it. For example, if this was my eBay item, right, and it fit into this box, what I would do is hang on a second, let me print this label. What I would do is I would put my item in the box. You don't have to seal it up, but whatever you're going to ship it in, put it in the box. It's obviously priority mail, so you'll have to select priority mail. Most things are going to go ground advantage, but for example, this is in a priority box. You're going to stick it on the scale, you're going to weigh it. This is going to weigh, let's say, 1 pound, 8 ounces. You're going to put that into your listing. You're going to measure this box out, and then you can put this item on a shelf, and then as soon as it sells, it's already in the box, ready to ship. And do that for your first, 50 to 100 items, so you know exactly all the weights and measurements when you list them, so you won't make a mistake when you ship. And then after your first 50 to 100 items, then you'll kind of understand shipping more, and you won't have to do that. You'll be able to just take your item and put it on a scale and be like, okay, this shirt weighs 8 ounces, and once I add my packaging materials, it might weigh 9 ounces, so I'll put that in for 9 ounces. But do it the other way for the first 50 to 100 items. You won't make any mistakes. I'm listening with you in the background. What's up, Oliver? Appreciate you. I think most people are. Chat's quiet, but I'm good with it. I cannot use USPS boxes, right? You can use USPS boxes, but if you use USPS boxes, you have to use priority mail labels. If you use your own boxes, like these, you can use ground advantage labels. Or if you use the poly bags, like these, you can use ground advantage labels. So if you have a shirt and it fits right into one of these poly bags, what you'll do is you'll put the shirt in the poly bag, and you can seal it up if you want to, and then write on the outside what the item is, or you can leave it unsealed. You put that on the scale, you weigh and measure it for your first 50 to 100 items, and then you already have your weight and measurement in your listing. So as soon as you sell it, you just press ship, and then you're ready to go. Night shift, let's go. I'm always working. I'm usually up to 2 a.m. I usually just don't go live. The great podcast with Bo. Appreciate you. Bo was in the live earlier today. He was hanging out for a little bit. That was a really fun podcast. Go on there with Bo, have some fun. All right, next few items. This sold to Joan. She got 4 items. So she got this Lily Pulitzer hooded sweater. I think it's this one, right? Is it this one that has the hood? Yes, it's this one. We had 2 Lily Pulitzer items. So, she actually got both Lily pieces. So that's perfect. She got this. She got this Eileen Fisher silk top. She got a Tommy Bahama shirt, which is somewhere over here. Oh, there's the other Lily. She got this Lily, and she got this Tommy Bahama silk shirt. So again, buy cost today was right around $5 a piece, and these all sold for $49 altogether. So nice little margins on that, and this is probably all just going to go right into one of those boxes that I just shipped that one in. So nice and easy shipping. Just take 2 of these together. With Whatnot orders, I don't really fold them all super nice and neat. We just kind of throw them in the bags if they fit. You don't have to use these bags either. We like to because our customers like it too. We got lots of compliments on the bags we use. Because USPS kind of manhandles packages sometimes, especially this time of year. I actually have a bad review on Whatnot. Unfortunately, because this person was one of our larger buyers, and I felt like we had a little bit of a nice relationship. They were coming to our lives and they would chat and everything. And I guess we shipped the items to them and we reused a box, which the box was in good condition. That's why we reused it. And supposedly USPS damaged the box in shipping. And none of the items on the inside were flawed, but they were mad that we reused the box and the box got damaged in shipping. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do to control that. That wasn't our fault. I did reach out to them and say hey, I'm really sorry. They were also mad about we put a leather jacket in the box. Whoops, that messed up. We put a leather jacket in the box and we didn't wrap it up Fun fact, I never wrap leather jackets. It's actually a big no-no to wrap a leather jacket in like plastic wrap like this, because if you keep a leather jacket like squished, you can actually damage the leather. So the best thing to do with a leather jacket is either to roll it up or just lay it flat and fold it in half so you don't get too much fold in your leather jacket. And that's what I did. And they felt like I didn't protect it enough, and I put it on the top of the box, and they said if they opened it with a knife, it could ruin it. It didn't get ruined though, but they're mad about the USPS mishandling their boxes. Unfortunately, we can't control that. So it's kind of a unfortunate event. I did reach out to them. I said I apologized for, not putting the leather jacket maybe in the middle. But again, we try to protect our items the best we can. That's why we use these clear bags whenever we're able to. Some of the bigger items I can't use the clear bags on because they're just not big enough. I could probably buy bigger clear bags, but to be honest, a big item doesn't really need a clear bag. But we try to keep everything organized. I don't understand people not wanting to reuse packaging. Yeah, they said that they didn't mind it. In their review, they said they love that we reused the box, but they don't like the fact that, the tape on the bottom. We didn't put another piece of tape on the bottom. It was the old tape, and it was coming undone a little bit. But again, that's probably because there was a hole in the side of the box in the post office, like threw the box around and the tape came undone. Because, they said there was a hole in the side of the box. But again, that's not our fault. I don't know how to prevent that without being the person that actually delivered it. But it's unfortunate. I mean, again, this was one of our bigger buyers, and I would have had them like reach out to us and be like, hey, this is what happened. And we would have been like, hey, we'll correct it next time. We apologize. And I probably would have gave them like a big coupon. I probably would have gave them like a $20 coupon and been like, hey, you guys, you've bought so much from us that I'll fix this, and I'll still do it. I'll still send them a coupon. But I feel like they should have reached out to us first. If you guys ever buy something from us and there's something wrong with the packaging or it gets damaged in shipment, sometimes we just give you a coupon and we'll just reimburse you for the damages, even though it wasn't our fault. But if you don't reach out to us first and then you leave us a bad review, we are more inclined to be like, hey, bring it up to Whatnot, because you kind of like went behind our back, and it's just more polite to just reach out to us. Any 2025 goals? I talked about that early in the live. We have some goals. I think this year we were kind of everywhere. We were on multiple platforms a lot, and I think this next year we're actually going to condense the platforms we're on. I think it's going to be Whatnot, eBay, Poshmark, maybe Depop and Mercari, but I might even drop both of those and just do the big three, and that's it. Especially if we're just like liquidating and moving stuff on Whatnot, basically going to thrift stores and just selling it while we're in thrift stores. There's no point to have, those other four running. You should just have eBay and Poshmark. So I think that's the goal for the new year. Blended, you're here. Blended got some goodies. Blended, I didn't look these up yet. Somebody in my Facebook told me what these will sell for though. So Blended got a good deal on these. These are the Brunello pants. They sold for, I think, $61 is what you paid for them. And I think somebody in my Facebook said these have like a 75% sell-through rate, and they sell between $100 to $200. So Blended's probably going to double her money on these. Easily double her money. And then you got the Red Wing boots. So you got the Red Wing boots right here. These were a good find. They did have these priced up a little bit. So personally, these were a good price. They were like really clean too. The bottoms are really clean, but I hate listing boots. So I figured we'd just run these on Whatnot. I think these sold, they were 30, and I think they sold for like $42. So Blended got a good deal on these. If I had to guess, these are at least $100 boots all day. They have the natural distressing. I think they were made like that, because if you look at the bottoms, they're so freaking clean. There's no way that this person destroyed them. So I'm pretty sure that's all the natural Red Wing distressing all the way through. Nice heavy boots. Good deal on those. So I'm sure Blended is happy with her purchases. I'm probably going to sell these for like $50 to $75 profit, and probably the same for these. You'll probably ship them or list them for probably right around 100, make about $50 on those. So that's not bad. Did you already pack mine? What did you buy? Diddly Swat? No, I didn't pack yours yet. Coming up. I'll pack yours next. Are you still doing Jamble shows? I reached out to Jamble. We've talked. I think there's no point until they get on Android. It's just my average sales price on Whatnot is right around $25 usually, depending on what we sell. We sold a bunch of Disney stuff on the last show, so that's going to hurt my average sales price. But even with all those Disney items selling, my average sales price on Jamble was $13. We start items at $10 on Whatnot, and they get bid up to 25 usually because we sell really good stuff. If we brought that same stuff to Jamble, because they don't have Android, I expect those items to sell for less than 15. They just need Android. Once they get Android, they'll be a good app. They just need Android. Reselling boxes should be encouraged. Like I said, that person liked that we used the box. They just didn't like it had a hole in it. But again, I can't control that. Where's your majority of your inventory coming from? Consignment, thrift. Of our inventory that we list comes from thrift stores. In the new year, I think a lot of our inventory is going to come from new with tag sources, whether that be pallets or outlets. And then consignment for Whatnot shows a lot of the stuff we run is consignment. So I would say right now it's probably 70% consignment, 30% is our stuff. In the new year, it's probably going to be a 50-50. It's going to be thrifted and new with tag items that we're getting in, and the other 50% will be consignment for a little bit, and then we'll slowly like phase out consignment. Yeah, I think consignment's great, and I think we'll continue to do it. But it's profitable, but it's not super duper profitable. There's other ways to make more profit. Like that's what we're going to focus on. All right, cut your tag off so you don't have to worry about having a tag there. All right, these are going to go, I'm going to use one of these USPS boxes. And I made sure to wrap her item, her Brunello Pants, in a bag because I really don't want these sitting against the boots. Obviously, if the boots have a little bit of dirt on them, that means the pants will get a little dirt on them. And we don't want that. Blended wants to take this out of the box, list it directly on eBay, and make some money and not have to wash these items. But this is the benefit of Whatnot right here. Literally, I'm using pretty much all USPS supplies I'm able to. As long as I have those white bags, I'm out of them. But with these bigger items, you just take them, put them right into a box. Easy to ship. Throw the pants right on top, and that's nice and snug. Easy fit. Blended set facts. And even if these wiggle around a little bit, they're Red Wing boots. They'll be perfectly fine. They shouldn't move at all. No movement at all. They're pretty jammed in there. And that one shipped. Generate label. Appreciate you, Blended. It's coming your way. Do you guys like these late night shipping lives? I'll probably do these more often if we do more Whatnot shows. All right, who's here? Diddley? Diddley, you want yours? I got you, Diddley. You might need a big package too, because you got 5 items. All right, this will be good because this will clear out a bunch of stuff on the desk. So you got the Eileen Fisher pants. You got the Lauren Ralph Lauren dress. So here's the dress. Lauren Ralph Lauren. It's like a paisley dress. So that's why I figured I'd pick it up. It's like I didn't even mention this on live. It's like a micro corduroy dress too. So it's a little nicer than I even said it was on live. You got the Eileen Fisher pants. These are like bread and butter. Again, this is something that we ran on Whatnot, and we're like, hey, if nobody wants this, it's okay, because we'll just take it home and list it. Just a normal pair of Eileen Fisher black pants, like work pants. But they were only $2 in the thrift store, I think is what they were. And they sold for like, I think five or seven, I can't remember. So yeah, we made a little profit on that. Not too bad. We don't have to take it home and list it. You got the Vineyard Vines shirt. This is a Performance 2XT. So again, if this didn't sell, I was cool with it, because 2XT Vineyard Vines usually go for around 20 to 25. I think we sold that for maybe 12. But again, no listing, so I'll take it. You got the boys extra large fleece, and then you got the Mizzen and Main shorts. I think that's everything for your order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that's everything for your order. And yours, I might have to, I'm just gonna put yours in a regular box. Probably be the easiest way. More late night shows. I bought during my day job and now getting shipped after my night job. Let's go. You have two jobs? I remember those days. Fun fact, I don't think I've ever talked about this, but I used to work at the post office, and then to save up for my house for my down payment, I used to work at Target in the morning. So I was a team leader at Target before I left for the post office. And what I did was I quit Target to go work for the post office. They were like, "Cool, you're going to work for the post office." I didn't burn any bridges, and then I was wanting to save for my down payment for my house. So I was like, "Hey Target, do you have any night positions?" What I'll do is I'll come in the morning, and I'll work for like 4 to 5 hours in the morning, and then I'll drive from there and go work at the post office till like I used to work till like 7 o'clock at night, and then drive home, go to sleep, and do the same thing the next day. And I did that for about a year. I saved up enough money for my down payment. This was before I ever resold anything, by the way. If I would have been able to resell, I would have done that 100% instead of doing that. But yeah, I did that every day for like a year. Worked 5 days a week at the post office, worked 5 to 6 days a week at Target. Any day I had that I wasn't working at the post office, I would stay at Target and work 8 hours. That was rough. So I feel you. I feel you. You got 3 jobs? Yikes. I feel you. Those were not fun times. Let's just say that. That's a lot of hours. I was unloading the trucks too at Target. So basically the trucks just get dropped off in the back, and everything is just stacked up. Most of it's not palletized, so you have to individually unload each and every box, and I would do that too. I would be the person that was in there. So not only would I do that, then I would go to work at the post office, and I was on a walking route, so then I would walk 15 miles a day after I had already unloaded a truck in the morning at 3 a.m. I'd get home at 8, eat dinner really quick, go to bed, wake up at 3 the next day. Dropped off some packages in the Dropbox earlier this week after hours, post office, still hasn't scanned it in, man. Never again. It's been like 3 days. Yeah, during Christmas season, I would highly suggest never doing that. Obviously, you were in a pinch, and that's probably why you did it. But there's a good chance that that stuff won't get scanned in until it hits the plant. And if the plant's behind right now, which they most likely are, they literally have like thousands and thousands and thousands of packages still to be probably processed. Your item will sit there until it actually goes underneath the scanner at the plant, and that's when it'll get its first scan. Post offices are supposed to scan every single package they get in, but most of them make an exception to that rule during this time of year, and they don't scan them in. So unfortunately, you're just gonna have to wait till I get scanned in. The good thing is eBay's really lenient with late packages this time of year. So if it's an eBay package, you might be able to reach out to them and be like, "Hey, I dropped it off, but they didn't scan it in." Post office things, but yeah, it's unfortunate. Believe me, I've seen it firsthand. I've seen it firsthand working at the post office. It gets absolutely batshit crazy. So in that place. Managers don't know what to do. They hire people way too late to work there in the year. They hire people in like November to like learn how to do things in December. Yeah. I'm gonna put yours in the big box, diddly. Because I don't think it'll fit in a small box. So you're gonna get a big box. Everything's all packaged up like this, so that's the benefit of using these, is even though there's going to be a little bit of room in here for things to wiggle around, they're in the clear bag, so you don't have to worry about them getting damaged. Work at a cancer center Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 4. Then I'm a server at a fine dining in your house 3 nights a week. Bartend at Texas Ranger Stadium. Well, at least you bartend at Texas Ranger Stadium, because that seems like a fun job. But man, and you resell on top of that, Jamie? That's insane. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. What's your goal? Is your goal to resell to be able to, get out of doing all those jobs, or what is it? What's your goal? I'm pretty sure I kind of can feel what your goal is just by how hard you're working. I'll tell you this: if you put the same amount of work into your reselling business, you'll make lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of money. Yeah. Let me get your label really quick. Whatnot label system is kind of lagging right now. I want to be debt free when our 14-year-old is out of school. Let's go. About a 42. Here we go. Season with the RV is paid off. We want to travel. Come to Florida. Let's go. Come to Florida. Let's meet up. Let's go thrifting together. Yeah, let's go. We could probably help now with the reselling. Nice. So, do you ever feel like your job, your reselling is going to take away one of those jobs? Or do you feel like you have enough on your plate and you added reselling on top of it and you're making enough money that it just makes sense to keep doing what you're doing? Because either way it works, but I feel like if you grow your reselling business, if you put in as much work and effort as you are in those other jobs, because I know you're putting in a good effort because you work at many places and people have hired you in many places, so you probably do a very good job. If you did the same job in your reselling business, I'm sure that you'll make more money. You'll make more money than you are serving for sure. You're serving at a high-end restaurant, but still, you could definitely make more. All right, let me grab, before I read that, let me grab the next three. We got some, what is this, True Religion jeans? True Religion women's 32 jeans right here. We got some frame jeans, which I believe these are the Pistola jeans, and these are frame jeans. Now, I don't usually sell Pistola jeans, but this person saw them on the rack, and they were like, hey, I want those Pistola jeans. I was like, cool, I'll run them. So again, another opportunity to sell an item that I never would have picked up. I didn't make much money on these, but I did make money, which is cool with me. It took me almost no time at all to list those. So hope the serving job soon. Nice. So you're gonna dip out on that. I think it's smart, but I also think you're working hard, and that's good too. Because I know the feeling. Working multiple jobs. I would work, overtime at the post office, and I would work at Target. So basically every day I was working somewhere between 16 to 20 hours almost every single day. And then add drive time on top of that too. And I did that around Christmas time. Oh man, that's when actually right after Christmas is when I quit Target because we had just got our house. I was thinking about staying because I was making good money between both jobs, but got down to the point where I was just like, I was so beat up from working all those jobs. I just hated waking up in the morning and being like, I gotta go here, and then after I gotta go to the next job. Just thinking about how long my day was gonna be. It was like the worst part. Getting my fear to go live and do what nachos. There you go. Hey, again, if you work as hard as you do in your reselling business as you are working all those jobs, you can do it. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing to somebody that works that hard. You got good work ethic if that's how much you're already working. My phone is blowing up right now. All right, those three are in there. Today was 6 a.m. to 15 minutes ago. That's wild. 6 a.m. If it's 6 a.m. my time, oh my gosh. And then do you have to do it? Do you work weekends? I'm assuming you do because you work a serving job. So I'm assuming weekends are part of that gig. I'll grab another one of these boxes. Just gonna throw these all right in here. Ship that out. Cool. 1, 2, and 3. Again, there's a little bit of space in this box, but these are all in the packaging, so it should be good to go. If you guys are hanging out too, if you have any questions about reselling, about whatnot, about social media, just random questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. As I'm shipping, I can answer some questions, kind of just like a hangout and chat live. Get some work done that I was already going to do, and then hang out with you guys too. All right, let's ship this one. We only got 7 orders left after this, and then we're done. A lot of the people that bought on today's show bought multiple items, which is great because Whatnot already bundles those orders for you. So basically, I'm just taking multiple items and throwing them right into the same package, which is great. I love bundle orders. The only bundle orders I hate, I don't hate them, but whenever somebody comes into our show and buys like 20 items, oh man. That makes shipping so much fun, especially when we have like the big jacket shows. Shout out to you buyers though. You guys are always hauling out and we appreciate you. But man, when I see that after the show, I'm like, who got the most? Who got the most? And I see their order and it's like 20 items. I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to split this order like 6 times. Let's ship out these. We got BKE jeans. I think this was a new buyer too. Yeah, it was a new buyer. Towie Works. Brand new buyer. I saw them in my chat. I think they came over from YouTube, they said. And they bought a couple things from us. So they bought these BKE men's jeans, which are good. I know Surfs picked these up. I started picking them up. They sell for about 25 bucks usually. And they got a pair of Vapor Max. So again, I don't really buy much shoes because I don't really like listing them. So if you guys like buying shoes and you like getting good deals on them, come to our Whatnot shows because I'm selling them at cost usually. Like these Vapor Max, clean condition too, no flaws, no tears, no nothing. They're a men's size 10. Would I probably pick these up to sell? Yes. We know what would happen with them. They would sit on the shelf like the ones behind me or the ones over there. They'd sit there. All those are unlisted. They've been there for like 3 months. I literally just don't list them. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know what it is about shoes. Service is only Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Night during winter. Only have special events like concerts, stadium. Got you. Okay, so you don't do the stadium every day. That makes a lot of sense. In the past, you mentioned Swims brand. I got some Swims windbreaker and can't find any comps. Swims? I think you mean Skims. We pick up Skims. I never picked up the brand Swims before. Skims is Skims, almost the same as what you're saying. If I want to visit family over the holidays, should I shut down my Posh eBay? You can put them on vacation. So technically you're shutting them down, putting them on vacation. You can still set it up to where you can make sales on eBay, but the other two, you can't make sales when you're on vacation. But yes, I would highly suggest putting your stores on vacation mode, especially if it's like longer than like 3 days, because people will buy things and expect them to be shipped, and if they're not shipped on time, then you'll get cancellations and bad reviews. So yeah, just put them on vacation. Super easy to do. When you go in your settings on each platform, you can set up vacation mode. Again, Posh and Mercari and Depop, you cannot make sales when you're on vacation mode. People can still see your items, they just can't buy them. It'll say your items are on vacation mode. You're on vacation, you'll return soon. On eBay, you can set it to where you can or can't make sales. You get to decide that. And at the top of your store, it'll have a banner. Also, when they buy the items, it'll have the updated ship time for them. So when they buy it and it says that it's going to be shipped, you just left on vacation, you're going to be gone for a week, it's going to add that week onto your already set shipping time. So cool on eBay to do that. But yeah, super easy to set up. You just go within your seller settings and set your vacation time. Real question though, can I update the shipping info on eBay? Sent an item out UPS ground and it came back undelivered after 3 attempts. So, and then I resent USPS prior ship and it still shows undelivered in eBay. So when that happens, what you have to do is you have to have the buyer repurchase the item. Most likely the buyer has the wrong address in there. That's why it's scanning undeliverable. The post office is trying to deliver it and UPS is trying to deliver it. They put the wrong address, and or they have something like a gate in front of their house where the post office and UPS doesn't feel comfortable leaving the item by the side of the road. So they leave them a note that says, hey, you got a package at the post office. They didn't pick it up within the usually it's about a month is what they leave it at the post office for, and then they give it back to you. So I would actually reach out to the buyer and say like, hey, your item is coming back undeliverable. How do I get this item to you? Hopefully when you sent it the second time though, you had them repurchase the item. If you just bought a label on Pirate Ship and just resent it out to them, if it doesn't come back to you, there's not really much you can do. Yeah. If they bought it off you and it's still undeliverable, then yeah, that's something with their address that they got something up with their address. Or yeah. Or the post office just can't deliver it. Usually when that happened at the post office, I know on one of our routes, there was a person with like a big fence in their front yard, and you couldn't get past it. Also on the front too, they had a dog warning thing. So it's like, dog on premises, please keep out. And then anytime we saw that at the post office, we never entered the gate. So that might be what's happening with that one. Where are the scissors at? There they are. I'm gonna throw some packaging in here because there we go. No problem. Good question though. I'm sure somebody else learned a valuable lesson there too with that. Oh, do I have more tape around here? Hang on, Chad. I gotta grab some more tape. Ran out of tape last time I was shipping out orders. Their eBay address is a business address. Okay, so if it's a business address, that gives me a little bit more information. Most likely, they have they could have like a couple examples. Here's one that I can think of. They have like it's an important business, and they have like a buzz in, and the post office is hitting that buzzer, and the person's not answering. So they leave one of those notes on the outside, and then the note just doesn't happen to get into the right hands, blows away or whatever, and that person never finds out that that package is sitting at the post office. Or that business has a pickup at the post office. Some businesses, they have an address, but when the post office gets that item in, they hold it for them until somebody comes and retrieves those items. And let's say the people don't get there for a week or two, the post office is inclined to send that item back as undeliverable. So that could be it. Those are just two circumstances that I can think of that I've experienced by working at the post office. We had some people. Also, if the person just started working there and the people who work there don't recognize the name when they come pick up the packages, they could send it back to you. That could be another thing that happened. Lots of stuff with business addresses. Usually businesses have like a drop-off point. You just walk in and drop the packages off. But this sounds a little different, especially since this is the second time you sent it out and it hasn't moved. I would assume that there's something up with the address. Maybe the person that ordered it didn't put the suite on there. So, for example, some doctor's offices are in large, like almost like mall settings where they have suite 100, suite 200, suite 300. And if they order something and they put the address but not the suite number, that means it could be sent back because it doesn't have the proper address. They need to know what suite it's in. So again, I would reach out to the buyer and ask them like, hey, what's up with your address? Like, I've sent this a couple times and it keeps coming back to me. Next up, Affliction shorts. These sold for $11. These were actually a steal. Men's Affliction shorts, these sell really, really well on eBay. These are like cut off men's Affliction shorts. If I were to list these on eBay, I'd probably list these at least a minimum of $25. The jeans do a little bit better, but these only sold for $11. Our buy cost on these were $5. So this was an item that, if it didn't sell, I would have been more happy. But again, we don't care. We don't have to really list these items. So it's cool to see you guys get good deals too on those lives. These we're just going to take and throw it in. What's up, Cindy? We're just shipping some orders. For those of you hopping into, if you're watching on the live, make sure you're liking the live wherever you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. And again, if you have any questions, drop them. If you come in after the live and you have questions during the live, you can always drop those in the chat. I try to answer as many people as I can during those lives. If I ever don't answer your question and you see me live again, you can always come back in and ask the same question. I'm cool with it. All right, this one's going to ship out. Yeah, whatnot labels are very, very weird tonight. It's like they're not coming through. You're supposed to be able to press a button, it comes directly through. All right, we got, this is a good one. This was a Kate's package. I started reselling part-time in October. I have 100 listings now with 67 sales on eBay. So 3 months, about 3 months, October, November, December, and not even 3 months. And on the order of 5 to 10 each, the other three platforms, 5 to 10 each on the other three platforms. I have a hard time judging of game momentum. Moongate. Let me tell you something. So if you list on 4 platforms, I think you said you list on 4. You said other 3 platforms. So yes, you list on 4 platforms. You have between 5 to 10 sales on those platforms. Let's just say you have 10 sales on those platforms each. You have 67 on eBay, and you have 100 items listed. So it's about 100 sales and 100 items listed. That's 100% sell-through rate every 90 days. That means you're doing a perfectly good job. That's exactly what you want. Now your goal is to source as much as you can because you're obviously picking up good items. List more, list as much as you possibly can. Get those listings up to 300. Because if you're selling 300 items. Let's say you get it up to 300 because you're already doing really good. You've only been going for less than 3 months and you've already sold that many items, which is that's great. You sell 300 items every 90 days, and let's say your average profit per unit is $10. That means you're making an extra $3,000 every 90 days. That's perfect. Now, let's say you make $15 per unit, which is easily done, even thrifted items. That's an extra $4,500 every 90 days, which is an extra $18,000 every year. You take out your taxes out of that, you're making around $15,000 extra every year. That's like a really, really good part-time job. And doing that with 300 listings, you'll be working way less than you would ever be working a part-time job and making 15K profit after all your taxes. So I would say you're doing great. You just need to do more of what you're already doing. Source as much as you can. Grow your eBay store. You get that up to 500 items and you're selling 500 items every 90 days. Have $15 profit per unit, $7,500. That is, what is that, times 4? That's $30,000 extra every year. That is a nearly full-time, probably more than a full-time income for a base salary job. So just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing fine. Like 100% sell-through rate, you're right near that. I would say you're doing perfect. Nothing you need to change. Just keep doing more of what you're doing. All right, this is a barn jacket. This was a good find. I found this like right away when I walked into the thrift store. It sold for 26 bucks. I think our buy cost on this was 17 if I can remember, but it's an LL Bean barn jacket, really, really good one. And it's a men's large. It's a great size. Sold for 26. If I were to list this on eBay, I would have listed this at least for 50 bucks, especially this time of year. So somebody got a really good deal on this. And again, we didn't have to list it, which is the best part. We literally just throw that on the auction. Takes me a couple seconds to list it on the auction, and now we're shipping it. I'm not going to throw this into a bag because it's too big for a bag. This is one of those items we're just going to throw into a box and ship it out. I wonder if this will now that won't fit into that box. Grab one of these and ship it out in one of these, and then I'll throw some packaging on top so it doesn't get damaged. Easy peasy. Good job, Moongate. You're doing good. I like when people come into my lives and they ask questions like that and they think that they're not doing a good job. And I'm like, you're actually killing it. Alright, cool. That one shipped. Grab that label real quick. Got 3 more orders after this one. Let's see what's the next one. It's a 3-item order. We got the Fred Perry short sleeve, which is this was a sleeper sale. This person's gonna make some decent money. This is a good brand to look out for. It's Fred Perry. So that's the brand right there, and then it has the logo on the front, same logo that's on the tag. Good one to look out for. This is one of the lower cost items in the brand, but still highly profitable for this person. I think they paid like $5 for it. I would list this for around $25 on the bay. They got a Ralph Lauren XL short sleeve, another item that I listed on Whatnot, and I was like, hey, if this doesn't sell, I'm cool with it. I priced this at, I believe it was $10 is what we started at, because my buy cost was like $7, I believe. And it sold, I think it sold for like $12 on the auction. It's a good short sleeve Ralph Lauren. These are the ones you're looking for, the ones with the good patterns. So this is like a $25 item on eBay come come summertime, because it's got a good pattern on it. And this person also got a pair of shoes, which are, I believe, over here. And then they got these Nikes right here. Let me see if I can see these on the screen. These Nikes right here, we paid $16.99 for these. So I started these, I think, at 22 is what I started them at, and they sold. So Again, didn't have to list them, didn't make a huge profit on them, but it's an item that I probably wouldn't have picked up because the buy cost was a little too high. But this person most likely is buying for themselves, or they're going to resell them and sell them for like 35 plus ship. And they probably were on free shipping already too. So is your order nice? Late for you right now? Actually, no, it's not. I'm usually on live like later than this. But really nice shoes. They were in good condition too. Like usually with these, you see scuffing on the front. The soles were in good condition on these, so just need a little scrub down. Those will be easy to flip and ship. Love watching the grind. Appreciate you, Xavier. Yeah, usually I'm up at this time, but I'm not on live. But I figured I'd hop on and do some whatnot shipping. Take both of these. So Juliet, you're gonna make money on the Fred Perry alone. I don't know, how much did you pay for everything in this order? Fred Perry should easily sell for like 25, so you paid 37. Ralph Lauren's another 25, so that's 50. And these, I would assume, I didn't look up comps. This might be a rare colorway too. This is at least 35 bucks, probably upwards of 50 bucks. So you made good money on those. I'll throw yours into a box. Easy peasy. Both shoes are going to go in there. That's going to go in there. And then I'm going to throw some packing paper. On the top. And that's it. Phone keeps going off. I don't know who's messaging me. All right, 2 more orders. Jay Licious gets the next one. I know Jay Licious bought a bunch of shoes too. Shoes, and I think she got 1 shirt, if I can remember correctly. Yep, Versace shirt. She got the Tevas, she got the NMDs, and she got the Nobles. Some really good finds today. All right, so Versace shirt. I showed this on the live. I was like, I don't know if this for sure is a legit Versace, but to me, I think it is. It's an older Versace label. It's a Versace trend label. There is label. All the stitching looks good on there. So I showed it on the live. I was like, hey, I think this is legit, but just do your due diligence when you're buying this. Like, I haven't obviously had time to research it. We're in the thrift store, but most likely it's legit. There was a little bit of staining around the collar, which I showed on the live. Just needs a little oxy bath and it's good to go. The shoes you sell on eBay, do you use Priority Mail, Ground Advantage? So on eBay, I usually do those. I do those 3 ways. When I list them, I do multi-shipping on those. So I let the buyer choose what they want to do, and I set it for UPS Ground, USPS Ground Advantage, or Priority Mail. And whatever one they choose, I ship. So if they choose Ground Advantage or UPS, I'll use one of my own boxes, like something like this. Or I have like bigger shoe boxes. If they choose Priority Mail, so they already pay for it, the buyer pays shipping on those. If they pay for a Priority Mail, then I use one of the USPS shoe boxes since they decided they wanted to go that route. All right, and then Jay Licious also got the shoes, the NMDs. These NMDs right here, they were pretty clean. They do need a little scrub down along the sides and the bottoms, but the rest of the shoe was in really good condition. Nice camo NMDs, got the NMD spell out on the back. No, like, the NMD logos aren't messed up, so those were in pretty good condition. By the way, I think I didn't mention this yet, but I'm trying to figure out ways to make the auction run faster while we're in the thrift store to where I don't have to stop and list the items. So here's my thought. Maybe you guys can help me out with this a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to load an auction in at a 1 pound rate. So everything will ship at 1 pound. So basically when you buy your first item, you'll pay shipping, and your next 4 items will be free shipping. And if the item is like super heavy, like that jacket, I'll adjust it while I'm on live. And then I'll start the auctions at my buy cost. And I'll run them as random pulls. And after they sell, I'll have like a notepad in my pocket, and I'll have already labeled 1 through like 30. And and let's say these NMDs sell in their auction number 3, then I'll just pull out the notepad as soon as I get a bid on them. I'll just write number 3, I'll say NMDs size 11, and I'll put that notepad back in my pocket so I don't have to stop the live and like have to type all that stuff out in the app. I want to be able to, like, as soon as I find a pair of NMDs on the shelf, I'll be like, hey, I'm going to run these NMDs really quick, start the auction at 30 seconds, and then explain what they are, explain the price of them, all that good stuff. And then as it's running, people will be able to make their decision right then and there. They have 30 seconds to bid. And I don't have to stop. Like today, all day, I was having to stop and like type it all out. I feel like that's like, it takes too long to do all that, and I lose viewers when I do that. So we're gonna play around with it and make it a little bit faster for the next live thrift. We'll adjust it as we go because this is a whole new thing. What size box is that? Couldn't find a link on Amazon. So on Amazon, 15 by 10 by 8s are the boxes that fit the actual shoe boxes. And then the other boxes that I use are 8 by 6 by 4 or 10 by 8 by 6. 10 by 8 by 6 usually fits. These would fit in a 8 by 6 by 4 because they're smaller shoes, and you would just fit them on top of each other like this and then fit them sideways, like diagonal, and they'll fit perfectly in the box. 10 by 8 by 6, or yeah, is it 10 by 8 by 8 by 6 by 4, 10 by 8 by 6 are the ones that you fit in like this, so that way it'll fit in there. You lay it sideways like that, usually fits perfect. Or 15 by 10 by 8, I believe, are the ones that fit the entire box. So if you have the shoe with the box, you need a bigger box. Those are the 3 sizes that I usually buy. I just buy them on Amazon. Got Tevas. These Tevas were in really good condition. You can see on the bottoms, they look like they were never worn. And even on the tops, like minimal wear. There's no like footprints in them. That's usually what you see in like sandals and things like that. There's like a little bit of dirt right there. So it looks like somebody wore these literally once and they didn't fit them. So they wanted to donate them. So as soon as I saw these, I was like, hey, I don't usually pick up Tevas, but we'll run them at my buy cost. My buy cost on these were $9.99. So I started this auction at 13 bucks and they sold. So another item that I probably would have never bought, but what size box is that? Oh, I already answered that. 8 by 6 by 4 is good for hats too. Yep. I have hats. I actually ran out of 8 by 6 by 4s. I think these are 10 by 8 by 6s. These are the 10 by 8 by 6s. So I have to ship a hat sale in one of those, which kind of sucks. And last pair of shoes, J-Lish got a classic pair of Nobles. Good brand to look out for. Where's the Noble on this? Oh, right there on the tongue. Good brand to look out for, shoes. Nobles, and these are the nice camel bottoms. They do have a little bit of wear to the bottom, but they're still sellable in that condition. While we ran the auctions, I made sure I showed all the conditions of everything, so that way nobody can be mad. And I made sure multiple times during the auctions to tell everybody, like, hey, these are thrifted items. Make sure you wash them when you get them in. They could have some, light staining or something like that we missed while we're in the thrift store, so just be aware of that. And everybody was cool with it. All right. And these are all just going to fit into one of these big priority mail boxes. You still yapping? Still yapping. I'd rather yap than sit here in silence or listen to a podcast. I was going to listen to Surf's podcast with Bo, and I was like, do I really want to put myself through that? Probably not. I probably should go on live. Do I really want to listen to Surf's talk all night? No. All right, those are good. Those are good. There we go. Got all 3 in the shoebox. And I'm going to throw the shirt on top. And I'm going to throw a little bit of padding in here because they is kind of loose a little bit. 0 and Granger for non-priority box. There you go. All right, cool. I listened to his interview with Bo today. I listened to it for like 5 minutes and then I stopped the other day. I need to finish it. I'll probably finish it after this live. Cool. Second to last sale. Ship this one out. Why is it doing that? It keeps saying that it's like making the label and then it stops. And I have to press it twice. All right, last order is a hat. Another item that I found like right off the bat as soon as I walked in to the thrift store. I gotta find it too. It's somewhere over here. Where's it at? Oh, there it is. Oh, it's fell. All right, little Patagucci hat. I found this like right after we walked in. Has like almost no wear on the inside too. You can see that just like a little bit right there. Something that you could easily wash. It's a one size fits all. Obviously, it's got the snaps in the back. And we started this at cost. So cost on this was $3.99. So I started it at $5 and it sold for $8. Something that I probably would have passed on at a thrift store because I don't really pick up hats too often. If I had to guess resale value on this hat, it's probably somewhere between $12 to $15. So it doesn't behoove me to pick it up for $4. But it does to sell it on Whatnot and just list it and sell it and make around a $3-4 profit on it. So nice little sale. I don't have any hat boxes on me. So what I'm going to do is I usually don't do this, but I'm going to throw this one into a poly bag and then I'm going to throw it into a bigger box. That's what I did. Yours. Stopped there for 5 minutes more. Shut up. Get out of here. Get out of here. All right. So I got the 10 by 8 by 6s. I usually like to use 8 by 6 by 4s for these, but I'm all out. I got to order some more. Do like that. Throw that in there. And I'll throw some packaging material on top. And that one's good. Good to go. Peace out, Trisha. So we'll get final numbers now. I have to finish the video. I started making a video in the thrift store, and now that I have all my numbers on this, I can actually finish making that video. I'll probably do it tomorrow and like talk about numbers and all that stuff. So we paid, I can tell you exactly what we paid for all of our stuff because I have the receipt next to me. We paid, let me see if I can get this off the screen. I can show you guys exactly what we paid. Here, share my screen. Nobody does this. I'm going to do it though. There's my screen right there. So this is how much we sold. We sold $518 while we were in the thrift store. Again, didn't have to list any of that stuff. We just held it up and made a quick like title for our listing, and that's it. That's all the listing we had to do. Total earn that I paid out, this is after all fees and all coupon spend. Only one person used a coupon during the live. I forget who it was, but somebody used a coupon, which is perfectly fine with us. We got paid out $447.47. That's what I'm going to send to my bank right after this live. And we paid $317.95 for our inventory while we were in the thrift store. So let me unshare the screen really quick. Let me do the math on this. 447.47 minus 317.95. So while we were in the thrift store, we made $129.52. Really, really good. Again, that took us, if I wasn't on live right now, it probably would have took me less than 30 minutes to ship all those. So less than 30 minutes to ship. It took us 45 minutes, no, probably less than that, about 30 minutes to drive there, 30 minutes back. So it's an hour, and then 2 hours in the thrift store. So 3.5 hours, we made that profit. So I'll do that over and over again. Of course, as we do this more, we'll probably make more profit as we go because we'll have more people in the show watching. So our items will get bid up a little bit more than they did today. So it'd be really nice to hit like a $200 profit day. I think we possibly could have done that today, but my phone ran out of battery. So we had to stop doing the stream. So if I remember to bring my charger next time, I can do another probably hour in that thrift store, sell another $100 worth of stuff or $150 worth of stuff and get a $200 profit day when I'm in the thrift store. And then possibly do multiple stops. So if we can do this and stop at 2 thrift stores and make, let's say, 150 at one store and 200 at another store, it's $350 in profit. And again, you're not holding any inventory. You're literally just listing the items and selling them while you're in the thrift store. So I think this is going to be a pretty cool little adventure for the new year. I think we're definitely going to do it more. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that little shipping live. Um, and look out for the video tomorrow. I'm going to make that video with all the numbers and everything. Tomorrow, I'm going to put that out as a reel. So that's all I got for you guys today. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Appreciate all the questions. I'll probably do more of these nighttime shipping lives too. After the live thrift, so I can like talk about like numbers and all that stuff, because I know some of you guys are interested in that stuff. I probably won't be on live tomorrow morning shipping out orders. We're probably gonna be chilling tomorrow. Might go to some places, go hang out with the family. So if I don't see you tomorrow, I don't see you Sunday. I'll probably be on Monday, and then if I don't see you on Monday, you guys have a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you later on the week. I'll post on my socials if I'm gonna do any live thrifts or anything like that. So appreciate you guys hanging out, and we'll catch you.